Okay, so this is my room in Paris. It's quite small, but it's quirky. It does have a nice bathroom, so it's just on the left as soon as you enter the door. That's a hairdryer up there. Just tiled floors, of course, bathroom. It is carpeted, which is kind of gross, but anyway. The bed, it's all wallpapered. Ceiling's on an angle with a safe as well on the other side. It is air conditioned. Excuse my mess. TV. And then out here, this is the view. There are lots of cafes and eateries here. Now I am on the 6th floor. There is a small lift, but I've been taking the stairs. Looks like there must have been a fire over there at some stage. Anyway, that's it. That's my room. Hi, my name's Mariana. If you're new here, welcome. And if you've been here before, welcome back. I'm a late 40s homebody introvert still trying to figure things out. I'm doing this by pushing myself out of my comfort zone and trying new things. I hope you join me on my journey of self-discovery and the world around me. Okay, so I've just left Cafe de Flore. I went and got my hot chocolate. It was on my vision board, so I'm extremely glad that I did that. However, it was €11.50 for that tiny little cup of hot chocolate. I had thought about getting some breakfast there as well and then decided against it. I'd rather go somewhere smaller and for those prices, but you know what, I had to do it. It was on my vision board, so now it's done. The experience was good, the hot chocolate was delicious. I got there at 7:30 in the morning and I was one of the first maybe 3 customers. I was only there for about less than half an hour, and by the time I left, all the tables were nearly full. And walking past last night, there was a lineup for there and Café de Margot. So if it's something that you really want to do, I suggest that you go when they open so you don't have to line up. So now I am headed to Notre Dame. I wasn't able to get a ticket, they were all sold out, but I'm hoping because I'm early, I may be able to get in on the regular line anyway. So let's head to Notre Dame and see how we go. Alright, so even though I got here early, the cathedral is closed today for a special service. It'll be open again at 8 a.m. tomorrow, but tomorrow I'm going to Versailles, so I can't come. I will have to make another trip back on Monday morning, and it's really weird because I did look it up on the internet and there was no mention of a special service, so, or not that I understood anyway, but I think now I'm at a little bit of a loose end until about 10, so I may go and get some breakfast at a place that I saw on the corner. Okay, so I've had my breakfast now, which consisted of a fried egg, half a baguette, a croissant, a coffee, and I elected to have a little detox juice. It was very nice. It was €14.90, which is equivalent to, I don't know, about 28 Australian dollars. Strangely, after having half a baguette and a croissant, I actually don't feel bloated, which is unusual for that kind of food. I think it's just the way they prepare and the ingredients that they use here, which is different to what we get in Australia. I don't know, we'll see. But now I'm on my way to the Galeries Lafayette, which is about a half an hour walk from where I am. So I'm just going to have a bit of a browse around there, maybe pick up a few goodies. I also want to go to the supermarket there, which is renowned for being the most expensive in Paris. Tonight I have booked in for a night walking tour of Paris as well. I think it's a good way to get out at night, especially for somebody that's travelling solo or with the safety of a group. And it's also a good way to see the sights at night time as well. So that starts at 8 o'clock. But for now, let's head to the galleries. I have no idea what these people are lining up for. It goes all the way to the end of the street. It looks like a new beauty store, K-Beauty, is opening. Maybe there is nothing in this world that I want that much to line up that long for. Okay, so this is touted to be the most expensive supermarket in Paris. So it looks like, I've just walked in, it looks like there are 2 levels. The first level looks like it's mostly eateries where you can pick up food to eat straight away as opposed to grocery items as such. So it is extremely busy down here. People are sitting at the bar sections grabbing a quick meal. I think that I will go downstairs and have a little bit of a look. But there is so much to choose from here, and it is so busy, and it doesn't look like it's just tourists. It looks like it's also locals. So that's how you generally know that it's a good place to eat. So let's have a look around. There's even little bakeries here, so you can just buy a sandwich, little foxes. Yeah, all these sweets is definitely making me hungry, and it is lunchtime. I think firstly I'm going to have a look downstairs in the more produce section to see what they've got down here. I know I'd like to pick up a few things to take home, maybe some truffle oil or something like that, and I really want to try truffle chips. There's a selection of wines, cheeses, cold meats, sandwiches. Oh my god, my mouth is watering. Okay, so there are a couple of bits here that I would like to get, but I'm sure I've seen them elsewhere less expensive. Now I have to come back because I don't have my passport to do my tax thing. So if I don't see the items that I want anywhere else, well then when I come back then I'll just grab a couple of bits. I can only get some small bottles of things because of the weight. But I would like to pick up a couple of things to have in my kitchen that I can keep. They've got like truffle mayonnaise and truffle salts and truffle oils. So many good things here. It is nearly 2 o'clock and I'm starting to get really hungry, so I might have to go and find some lunch. I think I would like a baguette, so let's go and find some food. Guessing this is what you would consider to be a French food court. But in all honesty, I think that I would prefer to eat outside. Okay, I still had a couple of hours before I go on my walking tour of Paris, so I thought I would come down to the Luxembourg Gardens, which is about a 10-minute walk from my hotel in the 6th arrondissement. The Luxembourg Gardens is something that you'll see featured in quite a lot of movies, including Emily in Paris, and it is beautiful here and much bigger than I thought it was going to be. And I think that tomorrow, after I've been to the Palace of Versailles, I will go to the supermarket and grab a few bits and come here and have my lunch. I wonder if this is a normal Saturday in Paris, and I don't know if it's the weather or just the fact that it's a Saturday, but it is absolutely heaving here. And there are heaps of trees to provide adequate shade, particularly it's quite hot and there's a cool breeze actually right now. You're not allowed to sit in the lawn areas, but there is so much seating outside of that you don't really need to. There are people everywhere. All the kids out with their little boats. There are tennis courts here and everything. I definitely think I'll be back here tomorrow. And it seems to go on for a really long time. And I think there is a carousel over here as well as the restaurant that you can see. It's like a little restaurant / kiosk. Yeah, there is a carousel here. And there's also a big park. All the kids are on the play equipment and their parents are here. There's so many people enjoying the outdoors and having a picnic. It is so beautiful here, and it's much bigger than what I expected. That's what I love about Paris. I was just wandering back to my hotel, took a different road, and have now stumbled across another little market. How cute is this? Looks like all locally made products. Little matcha set. How sweet is that? So it turns out I've arrived at the meeting point for my walking tour, and apparently I would have received an email today, which I didn't actually get, that my tour has been cancelled, and the tour that's taking place is actually all in Spanish, but the gentleman said that I can still follow them around, but it'll just be that I can't understand anything, and it's too late for me to book anything else. So I may as well see some sights and get a bit of more of a feel for the place. So I'm just going to tag along. So far, I have no idea what is being said. But it's a nice night for a walk, so I can't complain. Getting to see some sights. Weather's beautiful. Sure that this is the bridge where they filmed the scene in Sex and the City where Carrie and Big meet, and there in the background is the Eiffel Tower. How beautiful is this bridge? Good morning. So today I've come to Versailles to have a look through the palace. I have booked a skip the line tour. I've got another half an hour before I have to meet the tour guide. So I bought myself a little breakfast with me, just some yogurt and some berries. So I'm going to sit here and have those until it's time to meet up with my tour guide. And then we'll have a look around Versailles. I forgot to mention, if you're wanting to know, I just caught the train. I caught the RERC. So it's not the metro, it's the train line, and it took me about 30 minutes to get here from the Saint Michel station. And return ticket cost me €5. Okay, so we're partway through the tour, and we've just entered the very famous Hall of Mirrors, and it is absolutely breathtaking in here, honestly. Like, I can't even put into words how beautiful this room is. I'm glad I did the early morning tour because there's a lot less people in here than what would usually be here. So I'll turn you around again. I've already taken some footage, but I'll turn you around so you can have a little bit more of a look. So the inside of the palace tour is now finished, and my ticket also gained me entry into the gardens, and it is magnificent. It is huge. Like, you see the pictures, but honestly, I can't even begin to describe how beautiful these gardens are. Yeah, I'm a bit speechless, to be honest. There's some music playing in the background. I've got my hat on because it is hot, hot, hot. Thankfully, there is a little bit of a cool breeze, but enough of my chit-chat. I will show you a little bit around the gardens. I did get a map on my way in of the gardens, and from what I saw, they are in French and also in English, and you can also download the app, and that will open up the map on your phone as well. So let's have a look around. Okay, so I've been here quite a few hours now, and I could probably spend a few more hours because these gardens are so fantastic. But stupidly, I bought breakfast, but I didn't think to bring anything for lunch. There are a couple of restaurants in the gardens, but they're so busy, and I went through one line and waited, and they were sold out of the majority of items. So if you intend to come, I would pack a little backpack with snacks and some sandwiches and anything else that you think you'll need during the day, so that way you can spend quite a few hours here. I also thought that I might be able to catch the mini train around, because there's a little mini train that takes you around the gardens, but looks like I may have missed out on that, or it's not running today. The other thing you can do is rent little electric cars or golf buggies, and that costs €42 per car, and then an additional €10.50 for every 15 minutes after that first hour. And the requirement is that you need to leave your driving license to get your ticket, and then payment is on returning vehicles. Drivers must be above age 24 and have a driving license. 4 persons maximum per car, children included. So there's a little bit of detail. The other thing is, when you grab your map, pay attention to the times that the fountains are running, because they don't run continuously. They're at certain times during the day. Thankfully, I was here at exactly the right time and saw most of the fountains running, like Apollo's fountain and the main fountain as you enter. So I was pretty lucky there. They're not running at the moment, and they haven't been running for a little while as far as I can tell, but I did get a little bit lost in the gardens. So I'm not sure how long they've not been running for. But for now, I think I'm tired. I'm going to head back to Paris. So once my ticket lets me out, that's it. I can't come back in. But I think I've seen the majority. But like I said, I probably could spend quite a few more hours here. But it's getting quite crowded now as well, given that it's Sunday. It's also very hot. So anyway, that's it. I hope you've enjoyed the little glimpse of Versailles. So I decided that instead of waiting to get back to Paris to grab something to eat, I did get something from Versailles, but just outside. So once you leave the gates, I basically turned left, crossed the street or crossed the car park, and there was a bunch of eateries along there. There's lots of shaded area. There was a bouillon, but it was a bit busy and I didn't feel like anything like that anyway, so I just grabbed a sandwich and then sat under a tree and ate that. And I thought instead of racing back to Paris, because I don't have any plans for tonight, I would just have a little bit of a wander around Versailles. It's such a cute little town. A lot of the stores are closed because it is Sunday. So I think there are some laws here that only owners are allowed to work their own stores. They're not allowed to have staff on. Don't quote me on that, I could be incorrect. But it's quite a cute little town. It's not heaving like Paris. So just across the road there is the little area I was talking about with the restaurants or eateries, little cafes and the shaded area. So it's just on the left as you walk out of the palace. And I think I will cross here to head back to the trains. So that's the car park I was talking about. There are a lot of coaches there. And then that's where I met the tour guide at that statue, and it's basically just walking down the main section here back to the train. So my recommendations for visiting Versailles are: come early in the morning, definitely do a tour, it was worth it. My tour started at 9:10 and you had to be there about 15 minutes earlier than that. I was given a little radio with earphones so I could listen to the guide as she wandered around and explain things to us. So for me, I'll put the price on the screen because I can't remember off the top of my head. I think it was about 200 Australian dollars. But she took us to all the main parts of the palace. We also got tickets for the garden access as well. As far as garden access goes, I would definitely take the little train or hire one of the little electric cars, which are basically golf buggies. So I think that would be a good idea just to help you get around the gardens easier. And also bring a packed lunch. If you don't want to wait in line, I would just go to Monoprix and get, your bits and pieces, go to a patisserie or bakery and bring heaps of water, because I think there were water taps there, but I couldn't find one. So definitely bring water and leave a little bit of time to have a bit of a wander around the town too. It's a really sweet little place. There's lots of gift shops, which you would expect, I guess. Yeah, they're definitely my recommendations.